right center. That ball is gone into Monument Park.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 18th episode of the Monument Park podcast. I'm Cole Weintraub.
And I'm Luke Profacci.
And what a time to be alive. Let me paint a picture for you. It's July 5th, 2021. The Boston Red Sox have just beat the Anaheim Angels 5-4, and the Tampa Bay Rays have just beat the Indians 9-8. The New York Yankees are now in fourth place. They're 10.5 games back of the first place Boston Red Sox and 5.5 games back of the second wild card spot. Absolute rock bottom. Fast forward to August 19th, 2021. The New York Yankees have just swept the Boston Red Sox of a 3-game set. The Yankees are now in second place, a game up on the Red Sox, 2 in the loss column, 5 back of the first place Tampa Bay Rays, and stand alone atop the American League wild card. This Yankees-Red Sox series was so exciting. Luke and I got to witness the doubleheader sweep at the stadium. Both of us lost our voice, but that doesn't matter because the bark is here. Luke, how you doing?
I mean, I'm doing great. We've talked about so many low points throughout the course of this year, especially like 2 months ago, and that like May, June, it was just ugly. Even July was terrible, rock bottom in July. But this was the high point, no doubt. We came home and defended our home turf and swept them. Sweeping a doubleheader never usually happens, and sweeping a series, especially against your division rival, also never usually happens. And we did both in the same 2 days. It was unbelievable. We got to see both those games live. They were so exciting. Everything went right. It was awesome. I'm so happy.
Luke got his Yankee hat going. Here we
96.
Go. You see the details, little patch action. There we go. It was super exciting just being there. Wherever you sat in the stadium, it was just an electrifying 2 games.
So loud.
There were some like boring parts of the game, but for the most part, it was the Yankees working in and out of jams. And we're going to talk about all these jams because boy, was it nerve-wracking, but they pulled through. That's all that matters. And it was a lot of fun. We swept the Red Sox, which never really seems to happen nowadays. Maybe last year.
We were 5-13 in sweep opportunities going into this series. Mm-hmm. So we never swept anybody, never run the Boston Red Sox.
Started off 3-10 against the Red Sox this year. You could make an argument that they should have won at least 2 more of those games. And then you come in and win 3 more. So I'm not trying to make any 09 parallels because that's Luke's thing. But I mean, we're just gonna keep rolling and see what happens. We did take a game from the Angels. Let's not forget about that. Garrett Cole came back and did well, 5 1/3 innings. So 9
good
strikeouts, I believe. I'm just so glad he's back. I mean, we need him if we're gonna win, for the most part. And the Angels had to, fly back to wherever they wanted to play because they had to come here for 1 game.
That's brutal.
I'm sure they were around here somewhere. They wouldn't have put that on the schedule. But yeah, just an all around good past 4 or 5 days. And we'll just kick it off with game 1 against the Red Sox. We don't have to touch on too much with the Angels. Albert Abreu pitched great, but
5 outs and like 15 pitches, which is huge. And then Gallo hit a bomb.
Gallo hit a bomb.
Good pen all around.
Just an all around good win. So we'll start with game 1 against the Red Sox. The first game of the doubleheader, 1:00 start. Jordan Montgomery activated. Gary Sanchez activated. So that battery combo is back in business, back in the Bronx. Montgomery was pretty good. He made a couple mistakes, and that was pretty much why his line wasn't very pretty, but it was good enough. You can't really ask for too much of a guy who hasn't pitched in a while, didn't really have any rehab. He was like at Garrett Cole's house, like having a catch. So that was pretty much the extent of his rehab. Had a couple bullpens, but yeah, it was good to see. He kept us in the game. It's a 7-inning game, so we needed to hold on there. He went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Fine. Handed it off to Albert Abreu, who got a big out. So he pitched back-to-back days. His ERA is down to 4.07. It was that Tampa Bay series that completely hammered his ERA. So that's a shame, but it is what it is. Got us through the 5th inning, but offensively, first inning, or second inning, had a 2-run base hit from the Bronx hero, the BS.
Place was going crazy.
Andy Velasquez. My God. 2 out. I believe it was a 2-out hit.
Set the tone.
And, when someone like that comes up to the plate, you're not really expecting much. So when they go through, it's just so much more.
And that was already
exciting.
his second big play of the game. Don't forget about that tag in the first.
Oh, in the
That was
first inning, that's
big.
right.
That was
So-
massive.
Right. So Boston got a guy on, I believe it was Renfro, who was on first. Ball was hit into the shift. DJ got to it a little bit slow, or maybe it was Odor, threw it to first. Guy, no one's covering third base because they're shifted. And throw to first. Voit gets up and just throws an absolute seed. And it was like he kind of threw a post route to Andy Velasquez, who caught it and dove for the pylon.
Awesome.
And got the out. So that was really good. That to keep them, contained in the first inning and not let them set the tone, because then we would set the tone in the second inning. But then Boston would come right back with 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning, runners on second and third. Montgomery throws a fastball 93 miles an hour right down the middle, and it's Xander Bogaerts. So he's gonna, wallop it into left field. So 2-run hit, held him under, got out of the third, but it wasn't until the 5th inning and Christian Vasquez went deep off Montgomery. And, so I looked at the big board and I'm saying, all right, Christian Vasquez is 4 home runs this year. I'm pretty sure he had a season where he had like 16. So it just felt a little off. And I mentioned it. I was like, oh, he has 4 home runs. Hopefully he doesn't hit 5 or something along those lines. Like I wasn't
trying to make it 5, and then I
wasn't trying to jinx anything. That wasn't my intent. But he goes deep, and Luke's just like silent for like 3 minutes, and I'm like just sitting there, like, what do I say?
I didn't know what to say. There's just nothing.
I was trying to fill airtime with like, I didn't think it was a home run, or the ball
He's
went.
Like, oh yeah, it looked like a fly out. Went like 440. I was like, oh my god, this guy.
So yeah, it was that wasn't good, but yeah, he put it right on the silver platter for Vasquez, and it was like his numbers in 20. I want to pull these up because I remember the conversation that Christian Vasquez was one of the most underrated catchers, and he kind of had like a quiet year last year. So in 2019, he put together 2019, 276, 23 home runs, 72 RBIs. I mean, I have a case here, 800 OPS.
You do very much,
and he has 5 home runs.
Yeah, he had back-to-back years with the 800 OPS. Even
that's what I'm saying. So when I saw 5 on the big board, it just looked very off. And he comes in and hits the home run, so that wasn't good. But hey, we worked around it in the what was it, the 5th inning?
Yeah, huge rally in the 5th.
In the 5th inning, and it was awesome. That was the most excited I've been in a while. We had a Luke Voit 2-run single in on the hands, a little bloop single. That was great.
Muscled it.
Dropped it right in between Hernandez, who turned his back completely.
I think it hit his glove. Oh, he was so close.
Crazy. Then you had the runners, 2 runs scored. You had first and third. And Stanton comes into pinch hit, and he got in a 3-0 count against a lefty, because they had Josh Taylor in the game, and he threw a 3-0 pitch right down the middle, and Stanton hit it 116 right whizzing by the pitcher's head, 5-3, and really that was all we needed. So I talked about Abreu getting the out in the 5th, but Loaizaga comes in, 8-pitch 6th inning, worked in, got out, but the 6th inning was a very long inning because we didn't score at all, but we had guys on. We were thinking about, a little insurance run. And I was thinking to myself, do we really bring Loaizaga back out? Because it just didn't, 8 pitches, but then you're going to get him for a 6-out save. I realize it's the 7 inning game. So it does make sense. We've seen him go 2 innings before, but it's just a situation. But in the 6th inning, Robles is still in the game. He came in for, I believe, Taylor. We singled, then we walked. So first and second, nobody out. Judge and Gallo, or they brought in a new pitcher to face Gallo lefty on left. 2 strikeouts in a row. So that just felt really deflating. You want to give him Johnny Loaizaga. If you're gonna make him sit there for all that time, at least give him a few more runs. And we didn't, which stunk. Luke Voit came up and walked, and then Jonathan Davis. Wish it was Greg Allen, but he struck out to end the inning, which once again was not good. So especially
Killed
with that
the
Voight
momentum.
walk, you figured
Sucked the
maybe
life out of the stadium.
really did.
You felt it because it was like now it's only 3 and Loiza's coming back out. Tough lineup. Just didn't feel right.
And we just looked at their lineup, and I said to Luke, I was like, "There's nobody under a 253
we didn't like
batting average."
anybody coming up, and it was
So Loiza gets back out. Schwarber singles. It was like a 73-mile-an-hour. Just like, okay, we can give them the Schwarber hit with the Voight hit because that was really the difference.
66. The boy.
Yeah. So Schwarber singles, and then Vasquez comes up, also singles.
Pokes
And now you're just like, oh my God. So what the go ahead runs at the plate. They're bringing a pinch runner. Then Verdugo singles. So it's bases loaded, but they couldn't score. So bases loaded, mound visit. They bring in Travis Shaw, who was just picked up by Boston, homegrown player, then traded to the Brewers. Doesn't matter. He comes in and hits. I'm pretty sure he got in a 3-0 count, and Loiza worked all the way back, got to 3-2. And he hit a laser to left field. And was it Gallo out there or was it Wade?
I think that one might have been Gardner even.
I think
somebody held.
It was Gardner.
It was Gardner.
But
so a huge hole
defense. So
through it was big.
Gardner came up. It was like an old guard he threw because Gardner used to have like a pretty good arm before he got older, and kept him at third base, which was humongous. Something similar happened in the second game that night.
That was Gallo. Yeah.
Yep. So that line out, and Loiza's got one out, bases loaded, double plays intact. Kike Hernandez comes up to the plate. I was like, Luke, remember the last time, Kike? And he's like, stopped me in the middle of me saying anything because the last time I believe was when Loiza gave up 4 or 5 runs in Boston, and Hernandez at like a 2-run double to like tie the game. So I'm just getting bad memories, was swarming my mind. I'm pretty sure he got Hernandez in a 3-ball count.
Yeah, because we had
Renfroe in a 3-ball count.
Everybody was excited after the Gardner play. And then Kike comes up and it's 3-0. And I was like, oh, that was our chance. Like we had the momentum back and then we lost it.
So 3-0. And Loiza has got his back up against the wall, just like he has the entire inning. Strikes out Hernandez and he made him wave. It was a terrible 3-2 swing. I guess he was just so off balance. Yeah. And a little slider up, not necessarily where Loiza might want it, but he'll take it. Renfroe comes up. Renfroe is just like a good hitter. I'm always scared when he's at the plate. And Loiza strikes him out on a foul tip, and the plays went crazy. What is this? A Tuesday 1 o'clock double
Tuesday afternoon. Everyone's going.
The place is just going crazy. I posted the video of me. And
the video didn't even do it justice, to be totally honest.
No, it really did.
It was so much louder there than it was in that video. I was expecting the video to blow my speakers out. Oh, yeah, there's Red Sox fans behind us talking about how nervous we are.
Yeah. I mean, sure, I was nervous, but
yeah, bases loaded. It's a 3-0 count. What do you?
You had bases loaded, nobody out, and you didn't even score. So that guy's a loser. So big win, and then you carry that momentum into the nightcap, and Louis Heel,
baby. Originally, Heel was supposed to pitch game 1, and Monty was supposed to pitch game 2. But winning the first game and having Luis Heel under the lights just felt right. And he had another gutsy performance, still hasn't given up a run, 4 2/3, 3 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. He got into a little bit of trouble in the top of the second. He let up a single to Martinez and walked Schwarber. So it was 2 on, no one out. And he strikes out Plawecki, Duran, and Shaw all in a row to get out of that, which was massive. Kept the game tied at 0s. And then Voight came up in the bottom of the second. Just went Oppo Taco, hit a shot. It's awesome. 1-0. Yeah, I mean, Heel with the lead. He pitched very well. I don't think he even got in trouble again until the 5th. Right. He was very smooth until the 5th, and then there was bases loaded, 2 outs.
Didn't it feel a little like too good to be true? It was like,
yeah, no, it did. When Rafi came up, even though we had a 2-run lead off the Stanton 0-2 bomb into the bullpen, it still felt like we've gotten out of so many big jams today. We're only up 2. Here comes Rafael Devers, who
with the bases loaded, who is
the bases juiced,
best runners in scoring position hitter in baseball right now.
Yeah, and then Wandy comes in and just gets out of it.
That was
Huge.
big. It was
That was
ball up the
massive.
middle. DJ had to flip it off to Wade. So big.
Yeah, no, huge. Nice, just exactly what we needed. And he came out for the 6th, and he got a little bit of trouble, 2 on, 2 out. And there was a ball hit right back at him, and it deflected right into like the triangle in between the like it was in front of the catcher, but it was too far for the third baseman. So it was pretty much Wandy or bust. And he comes in bare hands, turns, throws it 200
he
miles an
literally
hour.
looked like 2005 Michael Vick, bro.
Right, that's a seed right at Voigt. Such a big play. We made all the plays we needed to make.
That was a crazy play because
unbelievable.
I'm not gonna, because I'm not anything. I'm not a pitcher anymore, but I just know that fielding a ball off the mound is never easy. It looks so much easier than it is, but it's like you're throwing to your catcher the whole game. The ball's, especially when it's hit off of you and you have to recover.
Hit him in the hand. I think
Wandy's not the most nimble guy out there, so he's got to like burrow himself off the mound, get to the ball, and he's like falling backwards, and he just throws an absolute laser at Luke Voigt.
Perfect.
And the throw couldn't be any more perfect.
So
it saved us. If that was Betances or someone, instead of my dad, I would have shot the ball over the the first base side fence, and it would have been in the seats, and 2 runs would have scored. But that was pretty much the game.
Saved the game.
Saved the game.
To be totally honest, it really did.
Who knew that the game would have been?
The place knew after, because we had gotten 2 runs off of Eovaldi, which we never hit Eovaldi.
And Nathan Eovaldi has the lowest home run percentage in all of baseball, and we are only 2 runs out. Oh, you know what? You forgot something. You didn't even mention the Luke Voigt home run to the opposite field. Of course you didn't.
I promise you I did.
We're gonna look back. I guarantee you didn't. Luke Voigt hits one to the opposite field. So basically carried us to 2 victories in one day against the Red Sox to move us
came up big
wild card. So Luke Voigt's Luke Voigt, and you can talk the talk and walk the walk, baby. So
Chad came in 7th, never doubt. Velasquez capped it off. So fitting. It's a nice defensive play.
Oh yeah, that was a nice play.
Just love to see that for him. Didn't let the tying run get to the plate. All the little things. That's what happens when you have a good defensive shortstop.
And Gleyber's made none of those plays.
I hope
he may have made one of them, but I don't know. I feel like Gleyber probably has a stronger arm than Velasquez, but I mean, Velasquez, didn't he make a play in the first game where the ball was in the hole and he kind of just let it fly and just beat the guy?
Yeah, no, it was.
I mean, I've seen Gleyber make that play before, but Gleyber's just not consistent enough.
Velasquez made at least 3 huge defensive.
Andrew Velasquez is the typical guy that you have down the stretch. They just bring in. But how about Tyler Wade? I'm pretty sure he had a great nightcap. Or he went 1 for 3. So not great, but remember, averages up to 275.
He booted that ground
ball. All right, well, that was a tough play. I think that was
unfortunate. It was in
pitching.
I think it was with Wandy. It was right before that.
Yeah, so
it was in another soft spot in the shift. That was the second ball that was in the soft spot of the shift, like the Devers won in the first game, and we didn't let either of them.
Yeah, so he kind of rounds the ball thinking he's going to go step on second, and then the ball just takes a weird hop, and he can't even get it out. So I don't even know if he was getting the guy at first base. I don't really know.
It was a very tough.
It was a slow roller.
Wade, he's been doing what he needs to do. Guys are
75 batting average.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
I cannot believe it. And I would have liked to have jumped on Eovaldi a little more. I thought we could have put the game.
We definitely had more opportunities.
It just didn't feel like
we were 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
It's just not a good. It was
not 0 for 9. We somehow squeaked by that game. In the first game, I'm pretty sure we hit really well with runners in scoring position. We were 4 for 12. So we came back to earth in the second game, but it's all that we needed. We hit the home run ball. Eovaldi doesn't give up home runs. So we won the game because of
cheap. Neither of them were cheap either. Voigt's was like a high line drive.
It didn't look like it was gone from our vantage.
No, our angle was weird though, but that never had a chance of staying in the yard. And then Stans went 440. Over
that one. I don't know. The vantage point was just a little off. I didn't know it was that crushed. I didn't know it was hitting off the
Oh, I
backside.
thought it
of
was
the-
hitting the train above the bleachers. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop it.
But yeah,
Either way,
just a good all around win.
would have
King of the
liked to see a
Hill.
little more offense at the end of the day, but I mean, we got the win.
Did you see the Breaking T King of the Hill shirt?
Breaking King of the Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, so they beat the short porch to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of good. No, well, the short porch after what they did to Davey, they can't no more. Their Italian Stallion shirt. Did you see Joey Gallo got it? It got shouted on. Yes, that's so cool.
Did.
I was
It's
so
cool.
happy for them. That's sick.
Yep. Shout out.
Yep. Big shout out. They're dope.
So yeah, it was just a great all around day. And then
vibes were high.
And then what we're moving into, we were in first place of the wild card, I believe.
Yeah,
three-way tie.
It was our first night in playoffs picture since probably May.
Probably that White Sox series.
Yeah, and then the Voigt stuff went down, which I think it sparked more on Twitter than in like I know on the radio.
I really don't think it did too much.
Not
I
to the
think
team,
maybe
but everywhere
within
around
Boone
the
and
team,
him.
it was this weird buzz going into the Andrew Heaney game. I didn't really like it. I liked where he was coming from. I really do. I just didn't like the personal accolade stuff. Talking about him leading the league in home runs and top 10 MVP. It didn't sit right with me saying that after, like, I mean, since we brought Gallo and Rizzo in, the lineup's turned around. It's a whole different team. I liked what he said other than that, where it's like he wants at bats and he deserves at bats because that's true. I just didn't think making it about the past with his accolades and Rizzo was the best, but I mean, it didn't really. There was a picture on Twitter, like they were Rizzo and Voigt were chopping it up before the game. Like no harm, no foul. But in the moment, I just wasn't really a fan of the personal accolade stuff. Yeah. I never am. I really never am. Even especially when like in the playoffs, we've gone in the last 3 years and kind of folded. I don't know. I don't know. It didn't sit right with me.
Yeah, we don't really have too much, room for that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like he's a World Series MVP,
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I feel like the Rizzo trade and all the rumors that Luke Voigt was like this close to getting traded really like ticked him off. The fact that he was back and he didn't really have like that open slot that he's had the last 2 to 3 years. So that's definitely bugging him. And maybe that's his way of, portraying his anger. And I guess he doesn't want people to, I mean, Yankee fans are very, very good to they can forget really quickly just from bringing in Anthony Rizzo. Like you can completely forget about Luke Voigt no matter what he's done the last 3 seasons. Cause he's been a good Yankee, a very good Yankee.
He's been a good Yankee.
He actually mentioned that he was a very good Yankee.
Good we know.
So yeah, I mean, if he's trying to, stick something at Aaron Boone, I mean, Aaron Boone knows that you're a great player. If you're just trying to say it to the fans, I understand because the fans are very quick to forget. But, if you look at it from a clubhouse standpoint, Boone knows. Boone's going to get you at bats. And you don't have to worry about that. But, having Rizzo in there does take a bite out of it. And, having Luke Voigt in there means Stanton's got to go play the outfield. And I don't know what it is, but every time there's a pop-up, it literally looks like a punt return man back to return. It's like he looks like Ray McLeod trying to catch a return for Clemson, where he's moving around and stumbling left and right. Yeah. I'm like, is he going to catch the ball?
I think
looks like he's out of position because he kind of is.
He kind of is. I think if we just stick him in right, it'll be okay. I'm more worried in left.
I'm worried in left because I'm worried about everyone in left, but I don't like Judge getting hurt.
Left, actually.
Yeah, I like Gallo in left because he's big.
Say we make the playoffs, it has to be Gallo left, Judge center, Stanton right.
Yeah, I don't like Judge in center because if we're gonna put him that way in the playoffs, we need to play Judge more in center. Like that needs to be a thing kind of coming through the season, but that could also lead to an injury. So I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. No, at the end of the day, I love Voigt's fire, and since nothing seemed to come of it. It is what it is. Yeah. But I feel like it was interesting to see on Twitter the divide because I would say like 70 to 75% were on Voigt's side. And then I was kind of in the minority a little bit where I didn't love how he said things. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's a great player. Great.
I wonder if it was really thought out through before or someone told him to say that.
It was emotional.
It was just like, I think it was just like him being pissed off and like, he hasn't done much all this year because he's been hurt and he hasn't really
That's
gotten a
another
chance
thing.
to lock in. So the last thing that he's done was last season pretty much. And that's what he's using as his argument. I mean, he doesn't really have anything to back up this year because he's been hurt the whole year.
Exactly. That's
He's been really good lately. I'm pretty sure he's hitting 280 since being back. We were 7-3 since losing Anthony Rizzo. So he's thinking to himself, like, if we went 7-3 the whole year, who would be complaining?
yeah. We need both of them. We need both him and Rizzo.
You do.
All hands on deck for this run. So as long as that's the case, then there's no beef with Voit moving forward. He's earned some slack. He's a good Yankee.
So game 3, and we can take this like together. Andrew Heaney, man. I mean, it's awesome.
Oh my God. What was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. And the 1 earned run was at least 4 to 5 inches off the strike zone outside, and Bogarts put it in the second deck. And Andrew Pinata Heaney. Shout out to Josie McFly for the nickname. Just oh my God.
I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, he hung a couple pitches and got lucky, we'll say. But 7 innings, 2 hits. Like,
I mean, that's Andrew Heaney. He's gonna hang pitches.
That's what I'm
Some days
saying.
he's
Like,
gonna
you're
get
expecting
lucky.
him to hang.
He hung pitches against the Orioles. They hit him hard, I'm sure. And then that Mariners start, I believe, was it against the Mariners or against the Royals?
Yeah, he started out slow. But
he went 2 innings, gave up like 3 or 4, gave up 4 runs, and then when his next 4 innings, he didn't give up a single run. He gave up 1 hit. I think he struck out 6 guys. It was very similar. It's almost as if last start didn't happen, and last start did happen, but it's almost like he took the end of that Mariners start and just. Well, I forgot about it. I shouldn't have. It's almost like he took the end of the Mariners start and he just threw it on yesterday. And it was just awesome. 7 innings. Imagine not hitting Andrew Heaney Boston for awful. 7 innings.
You got to give some, like,
I'm going to give credit where credit is due. He's been,
but just as much credit as Heaney deserves, the Red Sox lineup deserves the opposite of credit. Like, shame. 2 hits
on you.
What a joke. That was such a joke. I can't believe that. That was awesome.
They are terrible. They're terrible.
You got Bogarts
with runners and
doing this, rounding third base, and then they didn't get another hit.
They didn't even win the first 2 games. Like, you aren't even above us in the standings anymore, and you're talking smack.
You choked an 8-game lead in
10 and a half.
10.5 game lead in 6 weeks. Like, dude. Oh my God. That blew my mind.
I didn't even see it until later.
I saw it on Twitter.
And then when I saw it, I
had to make sure it wasn't an old clip. I was like, there's no chance.
I had to use that as the post game just sweep video. Great. I just had to. I wasn't gonna go post game reaction because I figured we'd just do the podcast the next day. So I went with that just to, rub it in a little bit. I didn't even see any I have a couple Red Sox friends follow the pod. Didn't see any of them like it. So maybe they actually.
I only got one response on anything this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he was just like, all right, we'll see you in the playoffs. It's like, yeah, all right.
I mean, I heard stuff during the game, but it was really it was a boo-hoo moment for them. Yeah. It was like, we're going to hit Andrew Heaney tomorrow. On paper, we're going to beat him. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, Nick Pavetta really stepped up for you. What a bum.
So
second inning. Put up 4 runs. Come on. Yeah, Giancarlo single, Odor walk, Gary single. Gary had a great game. 2 hits that led to runs. That was the play where it dropped in front of JD.
JD, the outfielder.
JD thought Odor thought JD caught it.
Mm-hmm.
So he ran back to first and then had to turn back around and go. And it was a bang force play at second. We challenged it, got overturned, called him safe. That was huge because Gardy came up with the sac fly. Oh. And then Velasquez with another knock up the middle gave us the lead. It's the second go-ahead hit by him in 3 games. 4 RBIs this week. Awesome. And we get 2 outs. I believe DJ. Yeah, DJ either struck out or lined out.
No, DJ ground. Oh, it was the great play.
Oh, it was the Devers play. That was such a nice play.
Devers is Brooks freaking Robinson against
us. He's so good. Oh my God. And then
6 foot 250.
6 foot, literally 240 or 250. That's a house right there. And then, so 2 outs, second and third, Rizzo comes up, gets down 0-2 quickly. I'm like, oh no. I was giving Voit all this slack earlier, and now Rizzo's about to not come through. And he hit a ground ball down the line.
Probably should be made. It probably should have been, corralled. I mean, it hit him right in the mitt.
It hit him in the glove. It was a tough play, but
he's a bad first baseman.
He's not good.
Bobby Dalbec.
It would have been a play at first because it was pretty deep down the line. He kind of angled back to get it.
Yep.
But I mean, kicked off his glove, 2 RBIs, 4-1.
That was awesome.
That was so sad.
Nothing happened.
Watching the point fair, and then the ball just trickle away, and you get 2 runs scoring with Andy V on second. It was great. And then
Andy V.
Let's go.
Bronx.
This game got boring after that, dude.
Middle innings from innings 3 through 7, nothing happened. Pretty much.
Yeah, until Britton came in.
Until Britton came in. Well, no scoring then. So
but that was exciting.
1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. He just looked a lot more comfortable. He said he's got to do what he does best and throw that sinker. He said right. He was thinking way too much.
You're not
the job.
You're not a starter. You don't really need to establish pitches like necessarily. Like it's not like you have to establish 2 or 3 different pitches before you can get to work. Like just come and throw that sinker, get us 3 outs and move on.
Yep. So we got a big insurance in the 9th. We had a Gary double. Pitch was like maybe in the other batter's box, and he just threw his hands.
I've never seen him do that.
I think I've seen him do it a couple times this year. It looked familiar.
No, he's that. When you see that, it's like, all right, he's seen.
Got that photographic memory. I think I remember that. And then Andy V, another base hit. The guy's just having a great time out there.
On the right side of the plate too. We hadn't seen that yet.
Yep.
Oh, it was just his show this weekend.
Chapman comes in the 9th. Chapman activated off the IL. Rizzo also activated IL. They went on the IL at the same time as well. And Chapman had 2 different injuries, or COVID and something else. So Chapman comes in and just, he wasn't himself. He made, his first batter, he looked pretty good against Kike. Made him wave at a high slider, but it was 3-2. Then Renfroe comes up and Chapman throws a get me over fastball, and Renfroe hits it like 400,000 feet.
I think it was 456,
and it was like 1 foot shorter than Nelson Cruz walk-off home run against the Twins. Then Bogarts walks. Then you get a mound visit. Then Devers grounds out. So you have 2 outs, and you're like, okay, like maybe he's going to get out of this. And then JD Martinez, who does nothing anymore. It's like he needs bets in the lineup. He's just like, It's not that he does nothing. I just haven't seen him do all that much against the Yankees, but he'll probably kill us in the next series. Definitely. So it is what it is. At least I'm calling it. Yeah. So that doesn't score a run though. So you have first and third, and they come in and bring Lucas Litke. Lucas Litke is Alexander Madison to Dalvin Cook. Every time Chapman looks meh in the bullpen, they got Lucas Litke warming up in the pen. We saw it in the Angels game earlier in the season. We saw it in the Mets game when Chapman gave up the home run to Pete Alonso. Your favorite player, my favorite player.
My second least favorite player now.
Right. Well, Lucas Litke comes in, and I'm just not feeling good with this. Kevin Plawecki's at the plate. I feel like all these former Mets come in and just do jobs against us. Travis d'Arnaud, Juan Lagares.
He was so good for the Braves that one year, or the Rays.
Yeah, the Rays and then the Braves. But Plawecki comes in and is battling. He's just, it was like maybe 8 or 9 pitches. Licky showed him everything that he had. Fastball.
He got to Verdugo, the game was over. There's no chance.
Hit it on the ground in like the 5-6 hole. Odor dives, and I just don't like him playing third base. He's not going to make that play. And Andrew Velasquez, a ball that could have easily kicked off the heel of his glove, goes in, kind of backhand stab, and just gets to his feet and just gives it all he's got. Puts probably 165 pounds in him into that throw. Gets it in the dirt, but it's Rizzo over there. Rizzo kind of like lets it come to him because it's not really one you can attack, because as a first baseman, it's one of those in-between balls. You just gotta commit to one or the other. And I'm glad he stayed right there and wasn't, attempting to go for the scoop, because then, more room for error. And Kevin Plawecki is like dirt slow. So beats them by like a quarter of a step.
A hair.
And
awesome.
Like they're all like sitting in the outfield, like waiting for it to
Waiting for the review.
Get the little album cover going. And just another win, 3 in a row. Like I said earlier, game up on the Red Sox, 2 up in the loss column. It's just awesome. Now
1 up on the A's too. They're about to start today.
And the Red Sox, they're tied for the second spot, but I think the A's are 1 game up on the loss column from them. So
yeah,
it's just really good. We're standing alone at the top. They're right behind us, but we got a 4-game set against the Twins. We always play the Twins well. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. They've been hitting the ball really nicely. I believe Jorge Polanco has walk-offs in the last 3 games.
3 of the last 4. Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Can't hit a walk-off if you're on the road.
I wish he was on the Yankees.
Oh yeah.
He's my guy. He's my guy,
yeah.
Jorge Polanco.
I just wanted to make sure we touched on this. Nick Pivetta wanted us to know that he's a firm believer in not giving people too much credit. What a bozo.
I firmly believe in not giving people too much credit. You're going out and competing against them at all times. Yes, they have a good lineup. Yes, they have a good team. Thanks. But we're better, and we're going to move forward from this. Okay. Yeah, well.
Sounds good.
You can move forward from this, but we're just going to keep on. We're just going to keep on going, and it doesn't matter.
No, it's chill. I mean, it'd be one thing if Devers said that. Nick Pivetta, I mean, who are you?
Yeah, I don't think it would get as much. I don't think Devers is kind of like that, though. He's just not a confident.
I'm just mean like one of their like actually good players.
I feel like not a lot of them are confident. I feel like the most confrontational Red Sox probably like Verdugo. It's like it's like they're a very quiet team.
They're reserved. Well, that's
they're reserved, but like when they're like doing their when like Hunter Renfroe is jumping in the cart down 3 runs in the 9th, it's like do you know, like, and then Bogarts is doing this, and then they're rolling Hunter Renfroe in the dugout. Like, read the room. Like, you're
Alex
losing
Cora's
by 3 runs.
Confrontational enough for all of those guys, though.
Alex Cora. I mean, I hate you, Alex Cora. I hate you, Alex Cora. I hate you.
He's one of those guys you just hate respect because he gives what he does.
I don't care. I don't care. I have no respect for you. You cheated. He cheated.
Oh yeah, he did. Absolutely.
Oh, how'd you forget? Oh yeah, he did. So
what it is.
The 4-game set against the Twins. I'm saying 3 out of 4. I'll be totally fine with 3 out of 4. Then we get 2 against the Braves. We do have guys coming back. Gio Urshela had a shot, like a PCR shot, PCP shot.
He's hitting BP yesterday.
Hitting BP. Glad to see him doing that. Domingo Germán threw a bullpen, felt really good. That's good to hear.
Good.
And Garrett Cole threw a bullpen, said he threw a no-hitter and came in and threw a really good game.
That was such a good quote.
King
was in the Bronx too. Just we need reliever depth right now. Those 7-inning games came up clutch for us because we were thin in the pen.
Oh my God. Oh, we never even talked about this. Loizaga pitching in that first game, there was nobody in the bullpen in the 7th inning.
Oh my gosh.
It was they had guys warming up, getting up and down, but it was like,
it was him.
Here you go. It was yours. And Loizaga we never even, there's just so much to forget. Loizaga gets the save. If that's just such a boost of confidence, having these guys in those kind of situations is just getting their feet wet.
Exactly.
For a big moment later in the season.
Kind of choking earlier. Now they get a taste of it. Perfect.
I might make a burner account Loizaga closer, because he's got to be the closer. In my opinion, I think he's got the stuff to just be the closer.
That last pitch to Renfroe was 100 up and in on the black
with 3 balls, I think.
Oh no, that was 0-2. That was once he got 2 outs, he just went bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. So then Loizaga goes after the game and he basically says, "I'm sorry," because you would never see Chapman do that. But Loizaga is, well,
because Chapman does it every game.
So it would just become. I mean, all Loizaga basically said was, sorry for putting you all through that. I mean, that's really it. There's no point. That's just it. All glory to God. Sorry I put you through that. Pretty much all he said. And I'm really happy for him. And then with Wandy in the next game, Wandy had all the bases juiced in back-to-back innings. One wasn't his fault. Nobody's warming up. It's your ball, Wandy. I don't know. And I was saying we won the Talkman trade.
Oh, definitely.
Just that one moment wants to talk.
Hey, yeah, Talkman's DFA.
Yep. Michael King's also coming back. I see him more in the Sessa role. I'm not really sure where he fits in. It's because it's like I want Steven Riddings on the big league roster more than I want Michael King, but I know Michael King wants to be a starter. Michael King could go somewhere and be the fourth or fifth starter for a team.
Yeah, like
maybe Texas. A bad team, maybe like the third starter. So he doesn't really fit us. And I'm not sure if he's gonna like the long relief role, but I mean he's got a good sinker. When it's flat, it's really hittable, but I mean that's everyone, Zach Britton. So so it's just I'm very low on Michael King sometimes, but when he pitches well, I'm very high. I mean just a baseball fan. It's just how we roll.
Yep.
And I think he's got a future in the bullpen.
For sure.
Not really Herman, though. I think Herman's got a pitch in the rotation. They'll probably, might be a little opener. I would like a Herman Cortez little bang pow, but I mean, I don't know. It's like Nestor Cortez, like, is he really in the rotation? It's like crazy. It's crazy to think about.
He's doing so well.
I know he's doing so well, but it's like we got all these guys coming back. Kluber's coming back. I think he went 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, gave up a home run, walked 2, struck out 4. I'm good with that.
As long as he's not walking the ballpark like he did that first outing.
I mean, he's just probably getting acclimated.
Yeah,
so yeah, we just have so many guys coming up big right now, next man up, and it's like, how do you really form a rotation? It's just like we have too many tough decisions.
Heel hasn't let up a run. You can take Heaney out. I know he had a good start, but like, come on.
Heaney's gonna be like J-Hap. Heaney's gonna be the guy that like. If extra inning games were like normal, Heaney would be the guy that they'd throw him in like the 12th inning.
Just like, dude, don't mess up.
And just throws.
So but even without it, even if we were trying to get Herman back in, we would have to kick Heel or Nestor.
Yep.
And then when Kluber comes back, it's the other. I think at full strength, Nestor would be such a weapon in like, say we made a run in the playoffs and
we're still going to need them. We're still not out of the dog days of summer.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. It's still hypothetical.
It still carries into September, and there is some big games. Like there is some games against not so good teams in the middle that we're going to need a lockdown, but we're not necessarily going to need
a top 3 more times. I think Boston 3 more times.
A lot against the Jays.
7. It's ridiculous.
7. Oh my. That is so freaky.
I think the 4-game sets at the Bronx, though. We only have to go to Rogers Center.
The last 3 games.
No, that's the Rays.
No. We play Boston 3, then the Jays 3, and then the Rays to finish out the season. 9 games against the division.
We better
9 days.
I know we have Oakland coming up. We need to take 4 bare minimum out of the Braves and the Twins.
4 out of 6. And then we got to go play Oakland.
Bare minimum split.
Bro, we got some games coming up. We're happy right now, but there are games that completely sway the wild card and the division. We just gotta keep going. There's no satisfying moments here. We just gotta
we finally
put our head down and just moving.
We gotta step on the throat for real. It's not nothing to celebrate yet. Just excited.
Probably the last thing we'll talk about. The mid-season top 100 prospects came out, and out of nowhere, like literally out of left field. I mean, he's been having a great year. It's understandable why. I believe he's hitting, 330. He's got 26 home runs. He's stolen over 20
crazy.
Bases. Anthony Volpe, shortstop, number 15 prospect in all of baseball. He went from unranked in the top 100, I think number 9 or 10 in the Yankees system, to jumping Jason Dominguez and number 15 prospect in all of baseball. That is super exciting. Awesome. Luke said, he's all about capitalizing on value with, Andrew Heaney. But capitalizing on that value in the offseason. Do we have
baseball? What can we get?
Do we have Peraza? Do we trust Peraza enough to move on from Volpe?
We got.
I mean, he's a homegrown guy. We drafted him 2 years ago. He's already the number 15 prospect in baseball. It's just so exciting. You don't want to just move on. I can see this guy coming up. I'm not saying we have to,
but if it brings.
I don't know what it brings. I mean, I think if we're thinking about a trade in the offseason, that one that we brought multiple times, Marte, I think you just trade Peraza. I think that's got to be the centerpiece of the deal. Because by that time, there's going to be new prospect rankings. And they're going to be guys that get called up in September. So it's going to be different. But yeah, Peraza 64th, Jason 17th, Volpe 15th. Crazy. It's crazy. He's having a hell of a year. Really happy for him. He's from my hometown, so that's cool to see. Rival high school, doesn't matter. He's on the Yankees. Number 15 prospect in baseball, shortstop, Glaber, look out. Just let's go Volpe.
Here we
Let's
go.
go Volpe. Let's go Volpe. So I mean, that's really it. Got John Gant tonight. I'll quickly run through the matchups. Gant versus Tyon tonight. Tyon just continue. Let's get 5 or 6 from Tyon, 3 runs. I know he's gonna give up a home run in there. It's probably gonna be Sano or Kepler. Then we face, I believe, so this is Charlie Barnes. He's only pitching 18 to third innings, 4.91 ERA versus Cortez. We got Maeda versus Garrett Cole. So that's probably the most established pitcher that we'll face all series, but that's good because it was pitching against Cole. That's 1 o'clock on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're facing Griffin Jacks, 3-1, 5.11 ERA, 44 innings, 35 strikeouts. He's 26 years old.
Have we not faced 3 out of these 4?
I think so, but we just got to put that aside. Different team, different players. Let's just not think about that. And that's Montgomery versus Jacks. So
I don't like it.
I mean, it's not anyone good. That's the thing. It's not like a good, because I mean, we never saw Trevor Rogers before, and we put up good numbers against him when the Miami series. So that was my boost of confidence. And Trevor Rogers might win NL Rookie of the Year. So that's what it was. So yeah, keep on rolling.
Let's go win another one. Let's keep rolling. Let's go. I think we're 8 out of 9 in a row, or 8 series wins out of 9.
Yep. No, I think it's more like 12 of our last 13. Yeah.
Jesus. 28 and 11.
We were 10 of our last 11, so it's 11 of our last 12 series. Yeah.
18 and 5 in our last 20.
Crazy. Run differential plus 27. I remember when it was like under 0. So yeah. Thank you all for listening and watching. We'll see you after maybe the Twins or Braves series.
Yeah, we're moving up.
So
I leave Saturday. He leaves Monday.
So it might be a little challenging. We'll see. Probably after the Brave series, probably what we'll shoot for.
Yeah, that off day before Oakland.
Yep. And we will see you then. Thank you guys. Peace.
Later. Peace.